Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm going to dive in and give you examples. So let's say I throw an ad out there. I'm posting on Craigslist. I post it 20 times a day, once a day, whatever it is. And I say, would you like a free list of VA homes? Text VA homes to, and then my cell phone number. When the buyer calls or when they send that text, I immediately call them back. And you can do that exact makeshift ad anywhere, Facebook exchange groups, anywhere you could think of, neighborhood app, whatever it is, neighbor.com. I don't know what that is, but I've heard people get leads through there. What I would do is call them right back. I'd say, hey, Mr. Smith, this is Jonathan Jackson with eXp Realty. Or I'd say, I'm just going to read right from the paper. Is Mr. Smith there? Okay, hold on. Now this one only works if you're getting names. If you're not getting names, it's okay. You just skip the name part. You just dive right in. You dive right into the script and it would be, this is Jonathan with eXp. I received your request for a free list of VA homes. I'm preparing that now. Is that okay? You can see I changed the script a little bit. If you look right here, I received your request from my website. Did you get the information you needed? Whatever it is, we change it depending on the lead type. So the good news is there's something in human psychology. It's called the rule of reciprocity. It's when I give somebody something, they want to give something back in return. Okay. We've learned it as kids. If someone comes up to us and gives us a Valentine's Day card in the second grade, you feel the need to give them one or whatever it is. Okay. So an example would be the rule of reciprocity comes into play here because I received your request, and I'm preparing that now. Is that okay? And they're going to say, from my experience, I get two answers. The answers are, I didn't know anyone was going to call me, or yeah, okay, that's awesome, something along those lines, or yes, that would be great. So sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say I didn't know anyone was going to call me. I very rarely get a no, that's not okay, because the rule of reciprocity. They asked us for something. It's called direct response marketing. So we put out an ad on Facebook, let's say on a Facebook exchange group, and it says, free list of VA homes, text VA homes to, and then your cell phone number. And you get these texts and you're like, okay, it says VA homes, VA homes. Instantly you call them back. You say, hey, this is Jonathan with eXp Realty. I received your request for VA homes. I'm preparing that now. Is that okay? And they're going to say whatever they say. It's better than if we just cold call them because they are requesting something from us. They texted us, direct response. Whatever they say, okay, great. Next, we say, are you folks planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months? Okay. We say it here, but we also say it again later in the script, because in the previous script, I mentioned that when we ask a similar question twice, we get less pushback the second time. And remember, we're going to get a better response through these questions because they requested from us, the rule of reciprocity. They requested from us, and now we are providing a service that they asked for. Okay. Roll on to the next one. Their answer is probably like, oh no, I'm just looking at VA homes. And then I'll say, do you currently rent or do you own your home? We're renting right now, but you know, we've been saving, so we're looking at purchasing in the near future. If you were to move, would you be staying in the area or moving out of the area? Now we need this information to know what kind of VA homes. I mean, there's probably 50 million VA homes in the United States, so it'd be better to know exactly where they're moving to. And you can even dive deeper into that one. But our goal for this script is actually to get motivation and timing. It's not to land a deal. It's not to land a deal yet. And that's with a lot of our first contacts. And that's why if you want to close a lot of deals, if people want to close a lot of deals, it's not from calling or talking to a lead or a client or a person one time. It's from talking to them multiple times or being in communication with them multiple times. That's how a deal is landed most of the time. Yes, sometimes you get lucky and they're like, I want to buy right now. Can I see 123 Blue Street and I have all cash and I'm ready, or I'm already pre-approved, let's go. Those are great, but it doesn't always happen. So usually deals are built through the fortune's in the follow-up. We've heard that saying before. The fortune is in the follow-up. So deals are built through communication. All right, so do you currently rent or do you own your home? Oh, we rent right now, but we're thinking about buying in the near future. Okay, great. Are you planning on staying in the area or moving out of the area? And even though it's kind of like especially if we know where we're posting our ads, we kind of know the answer. We ask it anyway. We just want to ask it anyway. We want to get the other person talking. I mentioned in the beginning of this Zoom that we want to listen twice as much as we talk. The opposite of what I'm doing right now. But anyway, I'm just good. So, are you planning on staying in the area or moving out of the area? Oh, we're looking to stay in Temecula, or we're looking to live in San Diego, whatever it is. And we're taking notes though. We have to be listening when they answer. If we're new with a script or new with these dialogues, then we want to make sure, remember to listen when they actually give the answer, because if we're worried about what we're going to say next, you know, we have the paper in front of us. What am I going to say next? Then we miss their answers, or we don't get the the tones or the subtle hints that might be in their answers, which could be important, usually are. Number 4, if you were to move, oh, it's different than on this one, but mine says, if you were to move, when do you think that might be? And they're number 4, and when do you think that might be? Now, number 4 and number 1 are similar, but it's because of what I mentioned before. If you ask a similar question twice, sometimes you get a different answer the second time. An example would be if you're talking to your significant other or you're talking to a friend and they're not getting your point of view, sometimes you say it a different way. Or if you have a question and you ask somebody a question and you don't really understand their answer, sometimes you ask it again, but a different way. In this one, even if their answer's cut and dry, we ask it again a different way, just because we want to see if they're going to change it or tell us anything else. Okay? Do you have a realtor to help you when the time is right? We ask this because there's 2 objection handlers to it, but we also want to know if their sister, if Aunt Susie's a realtor, you know, I'm not trying to start sending this person homes and showing them property, and then before I know it, they're, you know, doing a deal with somebody else. But we do use buyer broker agreements, so don't forget to use those. Excuse me. So we still want to ask that question. We want to make sure that, I don't know, I've had times where they're like, I'm a realtor. And I'm like, oh, great. But I've also sold houses to realtors where I represented them. So it's definitely possible. A lot of people have the real estate license and they, you know, if they're not active, they're not active. They don't, you know, it takes time to learn the business, learn even something as basic as a residential purchase agreement or a residential listing agreement or the details of a manufactured home. I recently sold a manufactured home to a commercial real estate agent, didn't know what he was doing. I was like, I'll write it all up for you and I'll give you a referral fee. And he was like, okay, great. It was easy for me. So you will sometimes sell houses to realtors if you do enough business, but we do want to make sure, we want to ask, do you have a realtor to help you when the time is right? And let's see, the one on the screen says, do you have an agent to help you with that? So however you want to word it, you can change it up. This is my personal one. It's a little different, but it's still the same because this script is used by a lot of people. They just all tweak it slightly. The people that use it are in the direct response market or marketing. So direct response is like, this person reached out to me. I said this offer. I threw out this idea, or I said I'll give you a free list of VA homes, or I'll give you a free list of luxury foreclosures, or free list of Marietta pool homes, or a free list of San Diego condos. Whatever it is, they responded to me. Now I'm going to say, I'm preparing that now, or I've already prepared that and sent that over. Did you receive that? I'm giving to you. You requested for me, I'm giving to you. Is that okay? And they're going to say, thank you, or yes, that's awesome. And now they've kind of given us permission to ask these questions. Hope that makes sense. The last part, I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to send this to everybody. I'm going to let you guys decide how you like the last part. I never use the last part personally, but I do know agents that have used the last part and it worked out extremely well for them. Mine, I kind of went for the close from there. I used that information based off of their answers and I could decide what the next step was. Now, because of COVID and whatnot, we're not meeting clients usually as often unless it's at a property. So what we do from there is I try to set an appointment or find out what they're looking for, see if the homes I send them match. And in the meantime, once we find houses they want to see, I set the appointments. And then from there, I say, are you pre-approved? So I call it my one freebie. I'm giving them my one freebie is my time, just a little bit. But before I go show them properties, I say, are you pre-approved or are you working with a lender? If they say no, no big deal. What I do is I say, okay, great. Here is so-and-so's number. I give them a lender. Please reach out to him and get a pre-qual before we see the house on Tuesday. So before the appointment's already set. It's already Tuesday at 6 p.m. We're seeing 5 houses or whatever it is. Please reach out to him between now and Tuesday and complete the pre-approval process. And then I send that contact also to the lender and tell them the exact same thing. Any questions on any of that?
Yeah, I have a question. Just earlier when you were talking about, when you asked them like, do you plan on moving in the next 3 to 6 months, right? And they go and they tell you, well, we we're looking at houses, and we want to sell our house, but we're not ready to sell our house yet because we need to do work on it so we can get the most that we can get out of it. What would your response be to that?
So let me get this correct. They are looking at houses right now, but they want to wait to sell their house, or they're waiting to fix up their house before they put it on the market.
Right. So, and I've come across 2 different buyers. One that they want to buy a house, and then once they've purchased the house, they want to sell their other house, like on 2 separate transactions. And then one where they want to do it all at the same time. And that one I kind of understand where it's at, but they're not ready necessarily because they feel that if they put more time into their house, they'll maximize more on their house, for the sale.
Okay. Let me ask you one more question, Carlos. You mentioned the two potential clients. The one does not need to sell their house to be able to buy, and they don't even mind. They don't mind buying and still not selling.
Right. Well, yeah, they'd rather buy first, sell later. Not sure why. Didn't really give like a real reason other than they were just like, I still have projects that I need to finish.
And they're financially capable or able to do that.
Yeah, he's a Navy CB. He's good.
Yeah, I would just, if that's what he wants to do, then that's what I would do. Yeah. If he does not need to sell first and he wants to buy and then sell after, then that's exactly what we'll be doing.
Okay.
Now for the other one,
yeah.
if he needs to sell to be able to buy, what I tell him that client is, I usually tell them sellers will not entertain our offers until we're at least on the market. Most sellers will not entertain our offers unless we're at least on the market, which is 100% true. And most honestly, if they have a good listing agent, they're probably not entertaining your offer until it's in escrow, until your house is in escrow. Sellers don't like contingent buyers. And I'm not talking about an inspection contingency or a loan contingency, but when you have to sell a whole house, that's a big deal to be able to buy. So what they want to see is you're at least on the market or in escrow. So then that's when you have to establish his motivation and timing for the purchase side. So if his motivation and timing are high for the purchase side, then his motivation and timing will be high for the selling side, or will be through education or through information. Okay. All right. Any questions before we wrap this one up?
But the same thing, they need to sell in order to buy, but they have some projects that they're working on. However, they also have a tenant that's not cooperating.
Okay. That's a tough one right now during COVID. So so an actual scenario. If this is an actual scenario right now, it's a little different. In a normal market, it's up to them to either take care of the tenant, talk to them. Sometimes you can do cash for keys, or you can just sell the property with the tenant, schedule showings. But right now, with the current climate for tenant laws, they're temporary. They're ending pretty soon. Hannah has the exact dates. Off the top of my head, I want to say it's like December 5th right now. But it actually already ended, the CARES Act, but then they extended it. So once it goes back to normal tenant laws, there's solutions. Currently, there are not great solutions. Yeah, there's just not. So cash for keys, or try to get your tenants to work with you, things like that. Any more questions before we wrap it up?
I have a question. Where can we access the scripts? Are they on JT Buzz or are they posted somewhere?
So the scripts I went over today are posted, but they're on Agent to Agent. I will be posting these 3 to JT Buzz today. So Agent to Agent Facebook group, if anyone's not added on to there, please add yourself or let me know and I will add you. And then, yes, I'll be posting these to JT Buzz. Actually, what I'll do is I'll have Melissa send them to everybody.
That sounds good.
Perfect. All right. Hope everyone enjoyed the meeting. Let's have a great week. And that's it. I'll see you all next time.
Bye, you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Hi, thank you.
Oh, did I know?